Very DIY?
DIY.
That's right.
DUI?
DUI, I don't know. DIY is do it yourself. DIY, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, dude, this is cool. It's the first time of me being on a podcast.
yeah.
I haven't done this before, so should be fun.
I'm excited. I like this is nice.
Yeah.
One day I hope to have an actual studio.
Baby steps, though.
Baby steps, yeah.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Yeah.
I mean, you already kind of have, like, the studio vibe. Like, there's, like, writing on the...
Yeah.
Like, throughout the car, just with Sharpie.
I do that, so, like, I have the t-shirt I told you about. I do that with skateboards. I do that with this. I do that with my shoes. Just...
Yeah, man. No, I'm into it.
Just kind of...
Yeah. I definitely, I like it. I'm digging all the DIY stuff. I got to do some DIY stuff in Cuba.
Yeah,
which
like
was
what?
rad. So since it's socialist, it's a socialist country or communist, I went over there for Cuba Skate, and that's how I got my visa. And since there's no, like, their government won't make skate parks and stuff like ours does, they have to do it themselves, which is cool. We have that kind of scene here too, but the whole skate scene is just around them making it, which is it's really cool for them, and it was cool to check it out. So they get like an old, no one hangs out in this area. It's called Ciudad. It translates to the City of Liberty, and I need to just remember like how to say it in Spanish, but I don't. But it's just them with concrete making a skate park inside of this old spot.
Wait, so do they? So it's all concrete. Does that mean all the tricks and things they do off of is also made of concrete?
Well, no, they have skateboards.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, just your typical skateboard.
No, I meant sorry, I meant like the skate park, like how you have like the dips and.
Yeah. So you have your humps and it's like ledges and hips, and I think I saw they were working on just a quarter pipe in there.
Right.
That's what they're building with, but I saw like on the floor, the original floor, it's like marble.
Right.
Which is like, it's cool because there used to be so much money there. And then we pulled it out once we that whole Cuban Missile Crisis, and we started the embargo. We pulled it out really fast, and it kind of wasn't so great from what I gather. But it's really cool what they have going on down there.
So, like, they have like, how do they make the skateboards? They're like, is this stuff like we see here, or is it?
Yeah,
different?
so this is they have two ways. They can make skateboards from old skateboards, or what I did. The reason I went over there, that's how I got my visa, because we can't travel to Cuba freely yet.
Right.
I brought over 20 pounds of skating material. So I brought over decks, wheels, and then like kind of like other stuff that Skate One gave to me. So it's like Bones, Paul Peralta, stuff like that. So they gave me some stuff to bring over to them, and also my friend Mark gave me a bunch of his old skateboards. So brought it over there, dropped it off. That's how it was okay for me to go to Cuba, because you can't go as a tourist yet.
Right.
So that's how they do it. If the skateboards get too old, they will take them apart and kind of remake these wood blocks, and then they can make like little cruiser decks and stuff. And a lot of donations. They're hooked up with a lot of the like big like skateboarding companies like Reel and Baker, and a bunch of like pro skaters will go down there a lot, like Andrew Reynolds, just like kind of help them out with whatever they need.
So you basically went to the airport with 20 pounds of skate materials
In a box, yeah.
in a box.
Yeah.
And they just were like, "What are you doing? Like going to Cuba?"
So when you buy your plane ticket, like there's like hey, you're not allowed to go here freely, so you have to like check off what reason you're going, like if you're seeing family, if you're going for a religious reason, school, and then there's humanitarian, which is the one I went under, because I don't know why I wasn't like saving people or anything, but I brought some skateboards with me and my girlfriend, so we ended up doing 40 pounds just so both of us could have that much for them, and went over there, dropped it off to Miles, and that's the guy who runs all of it, and that was pretty much our whole obligation. So it was really it was a lot easier than I expected to do, which is cool. It should be easy to be able to help people out.
Were you able to like watch, like give people the skate materials and then watch them put the skateboard together?
No, that would have been cool. Yeah, I had what I expected for the trip, like kind of in my head, and that was kind of like, I kind of didn't really think of like, oh, my girlfriend's here too, like she's not gonna want to skate, like, and like hang out, like the first day, like, oh, we were gonna like pour concrete, we're gonna do some DIY stuff. I'm like, oh, that'd be really cool. And she's like, are you gonna make me do manual labor on my vacation? Which, like, at the point, like when it happened, I was like, well, yeah, that's like the whole. And like looking back, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it'd be like if she took me like horseback riding. It's like, what? You don't want to shovel shit? It's part of it. Like, we're all in it together. Like, oh fuck. But it was still a really cool trip. I was like, what I had expected and what happened didn't really. Yeah, it wasn't really the same thing. But I'm still very happy. Like, I'd love to go back and do the same thing. Yeah.
Were you still able to do some of the DIY stuff and actually pour concrete and help?
No, I didn't. But I got to see it, and yeah, there's like a few, like, there's one bike park that was there that was near the first place I stayed at, and it was a really crazy, like one giant quarter pipe, and then like it just stopped randomly, and there was a bunch of hips and big cinder block walls in between it. It was like, that seemed like that was they made it, the government made it, so it's like for inline and BMX, but you can bring a skateboard there, and that was kind of cool. So I got to do that. Other than that, it was just kind of like checking out Cuba and like seeing the tourist sites. Yeah.
So for the BMX park, do they have like actual BMX bikes, or is it just like everyday bikes, but they try to do BMX stuff with those bikes?
I never actually saw them do it, but that's what the park was for. That's what it said on like the sign, but it was like empty whenever I went there. So I don't know. Yeah.
Did you get to see a little bit of the skate culture in Cuba?
Yeah, I was. Right by like Havana Vieja, which is like the old part of town, super touristy. There's this place called this street called the Prado, which is on Paseo del Marti. It's just this big marble, like center like island in the middle of the street. It's probably like, I don't know, 50 feet wide, and there's seating on both sides, and then like it kind of runs for probably like 4 or 5 city blocks of just this like really nice marble kind of area where people hang out, and like there's a lot, everybody kind of goes there that I saw, just like kind of practicing flat ground tricks and like putting skateboards together like back and forth and trying to ollie over skateboards and learn tricks and stuff like that. It was really, that was kind of cool to like see, and like there's a lot of skaters just there, like comparable to what you'd see like in Los Angeles at a spot. Yeah.
So, basically, it sounded a lot like Venice. Was it kind of like, would it look kind of like the Venice kind of vibe, or like?
Well, Cuba's classier than Venice for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like kind of like the Strand, like that bicycle path that kind of connects like from Malibu all the way to Torrance. But just way wider, and it's just like flat for people to walk on, and people are like, oh, well, skating is fun on marble, so They started there, and it's kind of like a central spot of the town. Like you have this place called the Maricon, which is like their front street, and that's like a very popular spot for everybody to hang out at, and it's like one street back from that, so it's kind of central, like where you'd hang out. And there's a lot of stuff and food and all that kind of cool stuff.
It sounds really like communal.
Yeah, definitely communal. I think because of like there isn't much money over there, they figured like, oh, well, we should come together. Like there's not going to be really anything else for us. But like, it's weird because also, yeah, because I went over there kind of this like transitional period of it. Like now they're starting to get money, and like things are working out. Like there's like restaurants, and there's these things like Casa Particulars, which is like pretty much our Airbnb. Right. Like where you just go with a family and you stay there with them, and you can. That's for us. It was $25 a night. Pretty much every night we were in Cuba, and to them, like that's for us. That's 3 hours of work. To them, that's a month of work. So like there's a lot more money coming in through that. Taxi drivers, same deal. Like you can get $15, like just from driving someone from one side of town to the other. You can do that like a few times a day. So there's a lot of things like money is coming in pretty quick and it's changing, and you can kind of tell that it was like really coming fast. I wish I spent more time there because I feel like I'm not going to know much about like like how it's going to be affecting them economically besides like what I saw. I don't know. Good food.
Good. Okay. How good is their food? Like
It's it's like good, like well seasoned. They give a shit. Like you can kind of go into like these little corner stores like bodeguitas, and you can get like just like a ham and cheese sandwich, and they have a panini press. If you get like a few more dollars, like you can get tomatoes and stuff for a few more cents rather. They also have like the best bacon I've had over there because like a pig is a huge, like that's where they get most of their meat from, is from pork, and just like their bacon there was so good, and their ham was like very good, and they do cerdo, which is like I want to say it's like pork chop. That was delicious, and yeah.
So the overall theme, it's like community, and everybody really cares about what they're doing inside of that community.
Yeah, it definitely like kind of helping each other out, coming together to like figure out the problem, which I think that's an important thing to kind of see and do, like in our like what we can do in America or in like our own community, whatever that be. Yeah.
Like, me and my buddy went to Europe for about 5 weeks.
Right.
And each place we went, I learned, like, a really weird philosophical lesson.
Mm-hmm.
If you could, like, do you have, like, one or two philosophical lessons that you learned while in Cuba?
No. Not really. Because I've traveled a lot, I guess. It was cool to see how happy everybody was, and like there's just always music playing there, and it makes you jealous because we don't really have that here, where like it'd be cool like if someone just like coming down the street. It kind of felt like like what I imagined New Orleans would be like, because there's just people like going down the street like playing music. There's like guys on stilts like dressed up, and a lot of the architecture is colonial, so it kind of looks like the French Quarter. It was like fun and laid back, and no one took it too seriously. So I guess if you can say if you wanted to pull like a lesson out of it or a theme, I guess is that just like take it easy and it's gonna be okay. Because like they figure it out through like pretty extreme poverty during like the embargo, and they're doing fine now is what it seems. I didn't really you can't really get in too deep when you're when you're pretty much being a tourist, just hanging out. Yeah.
What was your, like, the first morning like? Like, you go to Cuba, you go to sleep, and you wake up and you're in Cuba. What was that like?
Okay, so yeah, we flew in, we got in around 4 o'clock their time, and from there, like, just like kind of like coming in to the airport, you see there's a lot of farmland, and there's a few like kind of bigger like factories and stuff like that. But it's pretty like it felt like you went back to the 50s when you walked into the airport, which probably when they made it. And you're walking through it. Like, we were so excited just to get out to the other side, we forgot to exchange our money at the airport. So we had I had $1,200 on me in American, and Carol had, my girlfriend, she had $500. And we had no way of paying anybody because you have to convert your money to Kuk, which is like a convertible peso. And we ended up letting this guy drive us home. We gave him way more money than he deserved, but $40 to start. And then we got back to our Casa Particular, to the people we were staying with. And the guy who we were talking to, he was at work he's learning to become a doctor. He's in doctor school, medical school. And his mom does that too, and they both speak a little bit of English. And the dad and his brother don't speak English at all, really, like maybe a few words. So we had to like kind of figure out what was going on in between, like Andreas not being there. and like, oh, we don't have money. Like, what can we do? It's like, and they like saw what like our problem was. Like, oh, like we can whip you guys up some rice and eggs, and like they did that real quick with onions and gave us tomatoes and bread. And just like, wow, like this is cool. Like, oh, no charge. Like, just like it's okay. Like, and they must have thought we were such amateurs. Just like, oh, we don't even know how to make money happen here. But they were super nice, and as we were eating dinner, like we were trying to find like middle ground, and I hear that like the dad's like, oh, that. Like, do you watch TV? I'm like, oh, of course, like, a lot of TV, too much. And he goes, oh, do you watch Westworld? And I was like, no fucking, like, what? It's like, yeah, that was awesome. I was, like, my best version of Spanish was just, like, saying, yeah, Ed Harris is a bad motherfucker, and they just started laughing at that. And, like, we just got, like, kind of wrapped up, like, oh, that, like, the last episode, that was really cool. Like, I can't believe that. I can't wait for the next season to come out. And the little brother was talking about Deadpool, which is like one of my favorite superhero movies. And so it was kind of like in the little bit of language, like of each other's languages that we understood, we were trying to like have this conversation, which was like very much here. Like we totally bond over television and movies here. So that was pretty cool. And then after we like walked down all the way to the ocean, which is like about, I don't know, 2 miles, and there was a big hotel there, and you can exchange money there. And we got mojitos, and then walked home. It was really cool. Yeah.
So you land in a place you've never been to before, and it's almost as if you just time traveled, because it's
totally.
It looks like it's in the 50s. Mm-hmm. You're so excited. You're with your girlfriend. We're in this amazing, crazy place. You forget to get money. Yeah. You have to go to a stranger's house, and they're just like, yeah, cool. Nice to meet you. We're trying to figure out what you need because we don't speak the right language. But hey, here's food, and it's probably amazing.
Oh, it was so good. And yeah, the next day, like the Andreas, the guy we stayed with, he was like, "Oh, like you did you like that?" It's like that was the only meal we had yesterday. It was delicious. Like that, we would kind of consider that shit. like that was not. I mean, like, dude, eggs and rice, like that's what poor people eat. I was like, fuck. Like, I mean, it makes sense,
right?
Because rice is like a pretty basic food across the board, and eggs pretty easy to get, like replenishable source. But yeah, it was still so good, and like just like being able to hang out with somebody that we never met and like kind of laugh about things and eat. It was really cool.
It sounds like a really amazing indie movie where like, it's on Netflix. I go, maybe I should click on this. And you go, whoa, is this like.
Yeah, and we were talking. Yeah, Andreas like, yeah, that was like a comedy last night. Like you guys not knowing to, like. So yeah, even the guy we stayed with like remarked on that. Like, dude, this was like such a funny situation for you guys, like being so happy about us just giving you a little bit of food. Like it's fine. Like you guys are giving us much more in reference to what we're giving you. So this is nothing. Yeah.
It's crazy, like, how important food is to us, just as humans, but as a culture.
Yeah.
Just because, in America, I mean, there's some amazing food spots, but at the end of the day, like, it's just food.
Yeah.
But you go somewhere else entirely. Like, oh, this is food! And we're like, this is poor people. No, this is food. Like,
food, yeah,
there's something really important about it, especially when I'm pretty sure they came over here, you go, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah.
This is disgusting. You eat this?
Like, oh god, McDonald's? Could you imagine like someone who's never had McDonald's before? Like, oh fuck, this is what you got? This is crappy to you? This is so good. There's so much sugar and salt in it.
And then like 2 weeks later, they go, oh, you guys are the devil. You guys are functioning on this? I'm scared. Like,
I remember how pumped we were at McDonald's as a kid. Like the first time you had it, it's probably amazing.
Yeah.
Wait until you're 25. Be good.
I think it was amazing just because I remember, like, if you go to In-N-Out sometimes, like, they'll cook the bread or the bun, and sometimes it's a little too crispy and hard. Yeah. But with McDonald's, it was squishy. So it's squishy. Yeah, I don't have to worry about the bread. And then it's tiny, but you have tiny baby hands, so you're like, oh, this is humongous.
Yeah, it's true. It seems bigger because you're so small. I spent a lot of time at McDonald's when I was in community college. I like almost won the McDonald's like thing. I was like one away from like having each block, which I think that's how most people who play it.
Oh, the Monopoly thing?
Yeah, because like they have like the rare one and like the color block.
Right.
It was very close, like every single one, but no.
But no.
Yeah, no. What else? Do you want me I can run through like day by day? of how it happened. That might be a bit boring, though.
No, I'm intrigued by the day by day.
Okay.
So actually, and boring for me, no. So please, day by day.
So yeah, the next day, like, we woke up and Andres, like, woke up and was like, "Oh man, sorry I couldn't make it in last night. I was working." I was like, "Dude, that's fine. Like, you have your thing. Like, this is like a pretty cool side hustle." And he was like asking us like, "Oh, what's your guys' plans?" Like, we explained like, "Oh, we're here with the Cuba skate." He's like, "Oh, like, really? Like, that's a thing? Like, you see the skateboarders here, and like a few of my friends skate. My cousin skates." Like, "Oh, that's cool." Like, trying to find common ground and asking us what we wanted to do with this trip. We told him all of our plans. He's like, "Oh, that's cool." And it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome." Like, he's turning 23, which I did not think. He was much younger than he looked. And so from there, we needed to drop off the skate supplies, so we had him drive us over to Miles's house and with all of our stuff, and like, we dropped the stuff off. He told us what he was planning. I wanted to do that, I already told you. And then, so from there, we walked to Hotel Nacional, which is like their kind of like big hotel there over, and it kind of overlooks like all of like Havana and the port, which is really pretty, and it's very like photogenic. And I think we got coffee there and kind of took a couple of photos, and it was super windy, so you were just like watching all of the waves come and hit like the break wall, and it was coming over like 25 feet and like flooding all the roads. That was cool. And from there we got a taxi to old Havana Vieja, and just kind of like got some food, watched like what people watching. We got a little bit drunk. Like, there was mojitos there, which they're delicious, but they have so much gosh darn sugar. I feel like I got sick just from having so much sugar on that trip, and probably jet lag. Probably a mixture of everything. But it was cool, and we got food, and there's so many huskies there. Like, husky dogs in like 85 degree weather. It was kind of like, oh, that's fucked up. Who brought you guys down here in the first place? Like, they're all just panting, like, we can't sweat, we have 2 coats. That was kind of a bummer. You can buy them for $100 down there too, which is a deal. I'm like, I don't think I can get it through customs. I think it'd be mean to have a dog in Los Angeles like that anyway. And then we went out, so then we went back home, and we asked Andres, like, oh, like, hey, we're going to get some food, but, like, where's, like, a cool place to go out? And he tells us about this place, Fabrique de Arte de Cubano, and Culture, maybe? I forget, but it's called, they call it FAC for short. And it's, like, this giant old oil factory, or refinery, that has, like, 2 stages, a theater, and then 5 bars throughout it, and then, like, all interconnecting. There's art galleries that, like, as you're walking, like, there's a bunch of like local artists just on the walls and stuff. And there was a live band, and they're playing like really cool, like, kind of they're just playing like the music that they played. I don't know how to classify it, but like, I don't know, like Cuban rock. And that was awesome. It was his birthday, so like we tried to get all the drinks for him, and we ended up getting pretty drunk, and that was cool. And just dancing and like watching, like hanging out. What was funny is like it's like I'm saying, like how you can see it changing from like the old like cut off from the rest of the world to now. Is like when we were there was a ton of American college students who were there for their spring break. Which, like, I remember I was watching, like, Anthony Bourdain went to Cuba for one of his TV shows. Like, it was, like, the opening for No Reservations or whatever one. And he's like, yeah, well, aren't you guys worried about this place, like, becoming, like, the next Cancun? And, like, you can kind of see, like, it's just, like, a bunch of, like, drunk white college kids just, like, trying, like, just doing what they would do anywhere. Just being really loud, speaking in an American accent, and kind of being like menaces. But it was cool. And like when he asked someone from Cuba that, he's like, we're just gonna be pumped on like having people here, like we're not gonna change, like we are who we are. So like we'll definitely take the more money, and we're gonna welcome you guys. And I felt very welcomed. That was cool. Then our next part of the trip was Vinales. Vinales is like They grow most of I don't know about most. It's such a big island. It's like to drive from one side to the other would be 13 hours. Because it's like a big keyhole.
Right.
So we went to this one spot and it was like a bunch of like cool limestone mountains. So a lot of climbing goes on there, like for people to we met some Canadian people and apparently they met up with their friends from Europe and they were all just like going up there to rock climb because like straight up limestone walls, pretty I guess are good for climbers. I've only done it once, but it was gorgeous. Just like this big valley of just like lush green with these cool like old looking limestone, kind of like an old kung fu movie. That's like what it looks like.
Right.
Like that those kind of like very quick little hills, mountains, whatever. Yeah. We did like a little horse tour, got some food. We went salsa dancing, and that was rad. After that, we took like an early trip or an early morning back to Havana, where we stayed in the middle of the city, central Havana, and we stayed with these people. We couldn't find their place. Like we were like kind of driving in a circle with the taxi driver, and we were like kind of close enough. It's like, is it okay if you guys just drive? Like, dude, we paid you what was it, $40 to get over here. Like, just drop us off in front of the thing. So we had to like walk through this part of town, and we figured it out, and it was kind of like it wasn't very certain if it was like the right place. Like our first impression of these new guys is because like the last two people we'd stayed with were so awesome. Yeah. Like they only spoke Spanish and they were very well meaning, but like they were kind of like pushy on like doing what they thought that we should do, and we got like really burnt out on them. Like, we're gonna not stay here tonight, and we ended up we just like stayed out until 11 from 10 o'clock in the morning. Like 10 o'clock, we're like, we're not going back. Like, all right, we should go back though. It's like we're really tired. We can't keep doing this. And went home and got to bed, and it was cool because they have a TV, so they got to play Telemundo really loud as we fell asleep. And it got up, and it was fine. I think we were just salty from being cooped up in a car really tight, the whole way there. Our taxi driver got pulled over by a cop, but it ended up nothing happening nothing happened to him. It was all in there, a bunch of white people, what's going on? Is he gonna get arrested? Who's gonna drive this home? And then I was kind of spent the next 2 days, kind of hanging out and more sightseeing, going into museums and checking out kind of old sites of there's this place, the Museum of Revolution, where it used to be their old States building. And they have bullet holes in the big entrance, and apparently that's where the college rebels, college students who were rebels, tried to assassinate the Martí, which is the guy who they rebelled against, and then Fidel took place. So they have those bullet holes there, they're proud of it. This is what we did. We overthrew this government. Now we have what we have now. So it's just cool, a lot of pride, and just seeing all this stuff. And yeah, it was awesome. Then we bought a whole bunch. We brought a bunch of Cuban rum and Cuban cigars because we figured those would be good gifts for people. I don't know, because when I asked people, because I wanted to repair the people who gave me skateboards and stuff. I went and bought Cuban cigars for them specifically, the really nice ones, and some rum. And then we flew home, and I was very sick after because I had sun sickness and coming down from all the booze and sugar. That was awesome, though. I had a great time. Yeah. Well,
what was it like having your girlfriend there? Just because you're in a different place. Mm-hmm. You're a comic, so you see the world 100% differently. So now you're in a new place, seeing the world 100% differently. Mm-hmm. You're probably this is going to be a great story for a set or something. Yeah. There's a girl coming along who doesn't see that in any way, thinking this is a vacation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a vacation for me, too. I wanted, like I said, I wanted to do some work and, kind of get a read on people. But I I did like 2 months in Asia with her, so we travel really well together. Like we don't really get fed up with each other, which is awesome, and not think like it's hard to find that in people. And we just like enjoyed each other's company, and I tried not to like really think of like how can I turn this into a bit. Like if something happens that's funny, like I write it down. But for the most part, I was trying to enjoy myself and like kind of like just meet people and talk to people and see like what they were like for real, like rather than what I can read on the internet.
Right.
You know. Yeah. I don't know. Carol's studying to be a lawyer, so she's also super analytical. I was like, maybe not for the joke. So, I don't know. It wasn't weird traveling. I've traveled with her a lot, so I'm more used to that. It would have been weirder for me if I went alone. Which maybe next time I can do that. That'd be cool. Yeah.
So, what were you guys in Asia for 2 months?
Same reason. We were living in Mammoth together. She was working at the call center. I was coaching, and I was working at a place called Tavern. And we kind of just like cooped up inside our cabin or inside our condo for the whole winter. Like it was cold. Like, all right, we want to go somewhere warm, and it's dirt cheap over there, so we can kind of like, and we didn't really have anything going for us, so we stretched out the trip as long as we could. So we figured 2 months would be good. We can come back and then work another year in Mammoth until we decided to like do what we're gonna. She went to law school. I'm here now doing this, and we figured that going to Vietnam and Thailand and Cambodia would be like a good trip, and we got motorcycles and did that whole thing, and then took buses and trains, and got to hang out on beaches and mountains and stuff. It was sick. And from there, like that, like once we like jumped over that hump of like having like to spend each other for 2 months, and like we didn't get angry at each other the whole time, like, oh, like this is cool, like I like traveling with this person. So that was rad. There was no real reason for it besides that we had the money and we figured that we should do it. Yeah.
Do you think it'd ever be fun, like, for you to, like, you know, like surfer magazines? They have, like, little articles where they go, we went to New Zealand to surf this wave, and we go...
Yeah, I love those articles.
Those are my favorite. That's why I wanted to talk to you, because you actually lived the articles that I read as a kid.
Yeah.
So, would you guys ever think about, like, having, maybe not a magazine because those are dying off very quickly right now, but ever thought about, like traveling someplace, but maybe, like, having a blog and then writing about it? Just because men and women don't get along very well sometimes, especially traveling. We're like, no, we get it, we're fine, and that's a very different experience, but it's also a really good goal to find someone to go, like, I want to travel to somewhere that I've never been to, I don't speak their language. Me too. Let's not kill each other. I agree. Yeah.
So I guess it doesn't make for, like, a great story, because, like, we get along really well, but, I mean, it's what you want to look for in somebody. As far as, what was your... Oh, like going on an adventure for a specific purpose. We both kept journals of Asia. I wrote everything down for Cuba, and like trying to like remember like the people I talked to and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess like if it'd be cool to like go to like to a place for a specific purpose. Like, oh, I want to go to Australia and I want to surf Bells Beach, and like get like the full thing on that, like who I met there, who picked us up, like what he was like, his deal, and then you get to Bells and you surf and it's amazing or it's shit, and then you go after the people you go out with and you party, and that'd be cool. Like it'd be fun to like write that. I guess like the go-to thing would be a blog.
Yeah.
Or your own podcast.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I like to think of those things as kind of just like breaks, and maybe I can pull from it later. But it's kind of hard to enjoy the moment when you're sitting observing it, you know? Right. Yeah. So that's probably not a great mindset to have with what I want to do with my life and shit, but it's a good way to travel.
Okay, 2 questions. We can choose which path to go on.
Yeah.
You said you wrote a lot in Cuba. Mm-hmm. What was your writing process in Cuba?
So, I mean, I wasn't writing jokes. I was like, this is what happened. We got there. This man, I think his name was Luis, picked us up. He's a mathematician. He told us he makes a lot more money as a taxi driver. It kind of makes sense. And then went there and, like, kind of told you how the guys fed us that night. So, it's just, like, kind of like it wasn't so much observations. It was, like, a step-by-step, like, what happened, like an itinerary, but, like, a captain's log.
Right.
And then, because of our weird relationship with Cuba as Americans, they wanted you to make a note of everything you purchased there, and then write it down. And then you're supposed to keep that for 5 years. I don't know why, but I have that in case they want to come and find me. So maybe like next year around tax time, they'll be like, all right, so what'd you get there? I guess they don't want people profiting off of like bringing cigars back and selling them.
Right.
Yeah. No, seems silly. Should be able to do what you want. You purchased it. It's capitalism, right? But yeah, that was the other question.
Me personally, so I've been having trouble like figuring out how to live in the moment. Mm-hmm. And you seem when you said that like it's a lot easier to live in the moment than try to observe it. Mm-hmm. If you could give someone like me who overthinks everything tips of living in the moment.
Yeah. So rather than trying to overthink and say what you think is the perfect thing, just say what you say what's on your mind. Like if there's something you want to do, just do it. That sounds like super motivationally. But yeah, just like, I want to go skateboard. Or if I want to go be the guy who dances at the bar. Be like, go dance at a bar. Like kind of do that. I feel like, yeah, a lot of drinking has helped me live more in the moment. Like, that seems cool. That guy's having fun. I should have fun. Like, this guy all comes from wanting to be happy. So, and like not denying yourself. Right? Yeah. I think that's a good way of thinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like that a lot. Just like, what do you want to do? That. Do it. Go for it.
Yeah. Are you going to hurt somebody? No? All right. Fucking get in it.
Yeah.
All right. You're going to hurt somebody. How bad is it going to be? Are they shitty? All right. That's a shit job. But like, yeah.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. Mm-hmm. Right. Would you ever think about like, there's this dude named Madison, and he's a hippie rapper, and he's made most of his money writing books.
Okay.
And one of his books was Happy to Be Here, and it's just basically a journal that he turned into a book. So it was like, he writes all scratchy like, and he draws pictures.
Yeah.
Would you ever think about like your trip to Cuba and just somehow like printing that out or like letting people listen or read that?
I mean, he probably has like good stories. And like they'd be like, oh wow, like he like went out and performed, and this crowd loved him, and it was awesome. I don't see me like my day by day account of what happened. I don't think anyone would want to read that. I don't think it wasn't so much like a life changing trip as it was just a nice trip.
Right.
It was cool. Like it was a bit different, but I 6 days is not enough time for going to a place like that. I should have went for longer, but we were on like this time frame because Carol only had her spring break, which is a week long. So we made the most of what we had. Hung out on the beach. It was cool. Yeah, for one day.
The interesting thing about his book was it was basically just a day by day. There was no him performing at all.
Okay.
One of his stories was just him and another rapper named Machine Gun Kelly going to the desert and doing a photo shoot, and then he just started playing a guitar in the desert, and that was my favorite part of the book. So just like hearing of someone's experience of going and doing something is inspiring. Just like you went to Cuba. That's right there is the story. I went to Cuba. What'd you do? I lived in the moment. I drank. I spent time with a girl, and we didn't kill each other. I met these people. To me, that's like watching someone perform every night because they're doing something they're passionate about.
That's true. Yeah.
So if you talk about it as if it's a passion of like I traveled, plus your life to you seems boring because it's your life.
Yeah.
But someone else going, oh, you did that? I can do that's a thing?
Oh yeah, totally. You can. Yeah, it was. I bought the tickets to Cuba for a Christmas present, and I had no idea how I was gonna make it there. Like I didn't know if the skateboard thing was gonna work, or if I was gonna have to, pretend I was if I practiced Santeria. in order to get over there. Like, I had no idea how I was going to do it. I'm like, I'm going to buy those tickets, and we're going to figure it out from there, or I'm going to figure it out, and I'll take Carol, and she'll be pumped. And that was kind of, like, was the inspiration for doing that. But, I mean, all in all, like, together, like, I paid for the whole trip, and I think I spent around, like, $2,000 for both of us for the whole week, which, I mean, in the whole scheme of things, like, with tickets and buying lunch and food and everything, like, I think, and visas and travel authorizations, like, that's not bad. You could definitely have done it for cheaper, like, but I don't know. I think that the big thing is money, which, like, when you live at your parents' house, and it's easy to save up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, I forget. Like, it's also like I discount a lot of a lot of the things I do just because I don't want to be like that guy who's like, oh, I did this and I'm fucking rad for it. So that guy's a lame ass. But I mean, yeah, I had a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun all the time, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep on trying to do that. Yeah.
What's something that's like really big that you've done that you discard because you don't want to be that guy?
I don't know. For a season I ran the college league for like for skiing and snowboarding for a race league. And that was really cool. Like being able to kind of do that. It was super frustrating because like trying to gather college kids together, it's like trying to herd cattle, but the cattle are drunk and they don't want to be there. And, like, they don't want to do anything. It's like, well, why do you have to do this? Like, well, I don't know. Like, you guys elected me to do this job. I'm not getting paid. But it was interesting. And I got to get a lot out of it. Most of it was free product. But it was pretty cool. I don't know. Nothing really comes to mind that was that great. But, like, I don't know. Like you said, because it's my life, it might seem boring. But I don't know. What about you? What's something you've been doing? We went to Europe. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. My buddy we were at hookah one night. He goes like, we're going to Europe. I went, okay. Like, yeah. Bullshit. We're not going to Europe. We just say shit all the time. He's like, we're buying the tickets. Okay. Bought them. Oh, this is real. This is real now. We're going. Yeah. Oh, okay. We got sleeping bags. We got those backpacks, right?
Yeah.
You know, and we go. What we do is try to plan the whole thing out. Mm-hmm. But then we got to Barcelona. And we're like, oh, there's no planning in this whatsoever. We're just going to hop around and hopefully we get home safely.
Dude, yeah, Barcelona definitely can, like, keep you there. Like, we were supposed to stay there for 2 nights, and we stayed there for a week. It was fucking awesome.
Us too. We were there for a week.
That place was so sick. I love Barcelona. Definitely, like, that was a standout to me. And, yeah, just, like, the partying there is amazing. You can go outside and get, like, €1 for $1. It's like, you can get a beer for $1, sorry. But it was cool.
I remember, like, our first night, we went to this hostel called Black Swan Hostel.
Okay.
And they had a party night, so that you would pay a little bit, and they would take you, like, 3 bars and 1 club.
Like a bar crawl, yeah.
A bar crawl, but then, like, at the end, you end it with a club, and hopefully you get laid or something, you know.
Yeah.
We're walking, we land here, we couldn't find it, we found it, we're here, now we're with people we don't know, let's go get drunk together.
Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, yeah.
It's so crazy, like, because, like, it's like, when we hang out, because me and my best friend, it's very yin and yang.
Yeah.
It's very, like, so it's like, we're very, very different, but very, very similar. So we're just sitting in, a subway, going to a bar, like, I'm like, how are we going to get back if we lose any of these people?
Yeah, that's fun though, right?
Like, it was a great time.
You're gonna figure it out, like, or you die. Like, I mean, those are the 2 options. Like, at some point you figure it out,
or you're dead. You're dead. Yeah. And it's not like LA where no one's gonna help you. They're like, oh, you are a tourist. We can tell. You look very lost. What do you need help with?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Do you have a phone, right? Like, people aren't so nice out here, and but, like, when they are, though, that's what makes LA so cool. It's like, oh, wow, like, there's, like, one person who probably just moved over here from Wisconsin who wants to help. But, I mean, I'm from out here. I'm trying to break LA stereotypes because I hate people shitting on this city. Because, like, I do think it is awesome. And, like, I've been to other places, and I still keep coming back here. I fucking love this place. It's the coolest town ever, and it's just so sprawling. it like doesn't end. You can like spend your whole life like just in one area of it. That being said, I need to move out of Redondo. Yeah.
There's so much art here. Like, if you go anywhere else outside of LA, there's like Germany, Athens, Mykonos, there's spray paint everywhere, and it's like, oh, might be a part of the city. And here it's frowned upon, but here, if you walk in any place, there's art. There's an open mic, there's actors, improv. Over there's not a lot. It's just street performers. But here, I mean, we've gone to crazier places undone stand-up. I went to a Chinese food restaurant and did stand-up.
At Palace?
The Palace, yeah. That's the first time I did stand-up. Was
for
there.
Real?
Yeah.
That's awesome. My first one was a Flappers audition. I fucking bombed, and they, like, still, like, hey, you want to do our first-time funniest thing? If you bring up people, you can get more time. It's, like, such a, like, trying to, like, I get it. Like, it's, you'll get money out of it. But, like, it's just such, like, it was so weird to be on the first time. My parents came. Fucking, oh, man, it was so sad. And, I had, like, 3 jokes that were just awful. But they laughed. They're very supportive. So, it's hard to, like, it's hard to be angry.
The one time I get angry with comics, is when they get up on stage and go, this is my first time. Because that destroys their story. That's not a good origin story. Oh, I went at this bar, and I said it was my first time, and everyone's very supportive. Well, no one's going to want to listen to that on a podcast or a story.
Yeah.
But, like, I went to a Chinese food restaurant. Why? Well, because it showed up online, and I went to another attic, and the attic was burning fucking hot, and there was barely any lights, and you're going, oh, I'm dying here today. Okay, then.
Yeah. I like the Palace, though. Like the microphone there is purely for prop, like, because it's a really small room, so you can just, as long as you can project, people can hear you. So you're just sitting there like with this is important. But I've been there once, like on my way. I did like Hyperion Tavern and then Palace and then Flappers that night. I dig that. They have like a good show that like kind of leads into the open mic.
They have the book show,
Yeah, just like the Wake and Bake mic, which is cool. I'm on that one on April 23rd.
Congrats.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's like 2 days before my birthday, so should be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I got that, I was like waiting in my car for you.
You fucked podcast, and I have a book show.
I'm like a comic.
This is real. Dreams come true.
Yeah. It's gonna be a long road, but I'm super excited for it. On Saturday after the Flappers mic at 11:30. I feel like a lot of people, like a few people didn't get up. So like a lot of people like were kind of hanging out, and a lot of people were like really hungry, like make people laugh.
Yeah.
And I was driving home with some people, and as like we're walking into the parking lot, there's like a cipher of like it was like Bruce Gray like kind of rapping and kind of rhyming, and like because like he's white and like he was rapping against a black guy, if he was kind of making words together, it was oh, and like everyone's like in it together, like just like. And it was so fucking hilarious. It was so silly, and it didn't matter. And we're all just laughing at each other and making fun of each other and like shit like that. Like that's why I wanted to get into comedy, like because we can, like this community is so cool and there's a lot of really awesome people, and like I've yet to meet someone I was like, oh fuck that guy. I'm sure they're there, but like when you see the people you look up to, like those prolific guys, and then the people at open mics, like most of us are pretty nice people, I want to say, or I mean a little bit awkward or something, but I haven't seen anyone who like goes out of their way to be shit to somebody else. And, like, just, like, that's pretty cool. Like, coming from, like, high school and college, like, people can kind of be dicks for no reason just because they try to act cool.
Yeah. But, I remember hanging out with Bruce Gray, Brian Vokey, Christopher, I forgot his last name, Danny Wills, like a whole group of us went to like a donut spot, right?
Yeah.
And we're just sitting there and we're just cracking jokes, and then we're watching the donuts get glazed all over, and we're just yelling at the donuts, and the donuts was like told I have an Hedgecock, can you tell your friends to shut up? It's 1:00 in the morning. They keep yelling at the donuts. And then I decided because Brian Vokey wanted a fake fight. And I went, this will be fun because I'm a tiny guy and he's real tall. Yeah. Let's see how this works. Like, it's like he accidentally just smacks me.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, I was like, oh, we're fine. We're cool. We're good. Why is everyone freaking out? Like, no, because you're a toddler. You're the baby. You're the small person in the group.
Did you still have that? Did you still have that beard then, or was you clean shaven? Oh wow, you must have.
I was clean shaven because I had to get a job. It turns out my job doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you have to shave. It's like, okay. I'm like, no one said anything. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm gonna keep growing it out, guys.
Yeah.
Hey.
It grows in thick. I wish mine grew in like that. This is as good as it gets. But
it matches your face though, so it's not like.
Yeah.
Like, for you, I would like a massive beard because I can't have one. But to me, like, that's a good beard though.
Thank you. I mean, I definitely groomed myself. Hey, shit. I was just gonna say something. I don't know.
But like,
yeah.
I don't know if you meant like this is a long road, as in it's gonna be a long road till April 23rd. If you meant like, comedy was a long road.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, like if it happens, becoming successful.
Yeah.
But like, I'm down, dude. Like, I'm ready. Like, I think it'll be cool.
I'm excited just to like, cause like if I'll get too worked up if like 10 to 15 years, maybe we'll get a special. Like, no. Right now, my main goal is how cool would it be to do stand up in a different place.
Yeah. Which I found out that in Havana they have mics on Wednesdays. I found that when I came back. Like, fuck.
Oh, that'd have been so much fun.
I could have totally like translated one of my jokes into Spanish and read it off of my phone. Like, at least they would have understood it, and then tried another one in English. Yeah. I feel like they're super smart over there. There's like I want to say it's like 99.8% literate, which is insane.
Yeah, but also they're watching Westworld and it's Deadpool, true. So I mean,
yeah,
if they can, hopefully, they speak English to understand.
Well, no, man. I mean, like I think I mean, because those two guys, like I've met a lot of people who just didn't speak English,
right?
But I think they watch it with subtitles on.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But like they can read Spanish, like
right.
Yeah, they like there's like just tons of books over there, and everyone, yeah, I think that's pretty cool of a place that like you think of as a developing place, but the literacy rate is so high. I mean, you don't really think of that, so it's just pretty rad. I also noticed when I was like checking stats, like North Korea has 100% literacy, which like I don't know if I buy that.
No, it's not a lot to do in North Korea. They're probably just all reading.
Oh yeah, I mean that would make sense because there's no jobs to be had.
Yeah.
Unless you're aiming a fucking missile at your uncle's head for falling asleep during a briefing. You hear about that?
No.
It somehow got out. How would we even hear about this? But apparently Kim Jong-un aimed like an anti-aircraft bullet like at his uncle's head, like as his execution.
That's too much.
It's like that Jay-Z lyric. I'm killing you ants with a sledgehammer. I fucked that up, but
I think just Kim Jong-un heard that. I was like, yo, this guy, he gets it. He gets me. What should I do? Missile will do the job. It'll kill us all.
Yeah, I can kill a building with this, not just my uncle.
Oh, uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird. That guy's fucked up, man. At least when you get, I don't know. But I would like to go to North Korea, but with like a cloak of invisibility.
Just teleport and be invisible.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't really want to fuck with. I just like want to look at shit. Like maybe I'll smuggle some people out. That's like the kind thing to do, right?
I don't know, man. Think about it. You know exactly what you need to do every single day, and you used to then just bring them here and go, good luck. And they go, what? What do I do? I don't know anything you want. What does that mean?
I don't know. Fucking if people are all burnt out on acid and drugs can figure out how to live in LA, I'm sure people who are hardworking, escaping a dictator could figure that shit out.
They'll just meet those people and start doing drugs.
Is this normal? All right, fucking.
Oh, I was immediately assuming acid. You just went straight to heroin.
Well, I don't.
In my head, acid, but that's Venice. Just like, it's normal here.
Yeah.
You went straight to heroin. I was like, that's also
that's what makes it forever.
Yeah.
I heard you recently lost your virginity. Have you already gone over that?
On your no, I didn't know when to bring it up, but I can bring it up now if you want. That's cool. Totally cool.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you heard. Were you there, or did Justin tell you?
I wasn't there. Justin told me about it, and it freaked him out that she was just doing that as some material.
So what happened was she was asking me a while, but I wasn't interested. Because I was interested in somebody else, or just wasn't interested. And then one
true
night,
love.
Yeah, true love. One night we're at a bar with other people, and she asked me, I was like, "Oh no, thank you," right? And she's trying to coax me by touching my shoulder or my thigh or whatever. But then she bit me, and I didn't know, but I literally biting. So oh well then, that's the key. This whole time, just bite me. I was like, "Can you bite me more?" She goes, "Yep." I'm like, okay, let's do this, right? Because she also was like, I'll explain how all this shit works. This is how far I got with girls. A hug. That's it. That's as far as I got.
So you went from hugging
straight.
So your first kiss, your first
everything, just first everything. Right. Also, by the way, I skipped dating. That to me bugs me because I'm not good with getting to a date. Now I don't know how to date. It's like, well,
if it makes you feel like that's how I lost my virginity. I met that girl the first night. But you can go at first.
We'll trade virginity stories.
Okay, yeah.
Those are my favorite, and now I have them, so this is great. We'll have one, because you only have one virginity story. But
that's
still,
true.
You only have one.
Have you heard the Big J. Okerson one on This Is Not Happening?
No, I'm listening to it now. I don't like
funny.
Big J, but I'm going to listen to it now.
Good. It's good because, yeah.
He wears gloves. I'm sorry, why are you wearing gloves? You're a comic. I don't get it. But anyways.
Good point. Yeah.
I'm listening to it now.
Yeah. It's good.
So,
she bites you.
She bites me, and I go, and then it takes a little, alright, okay, let's do it. Because she's like, out of every female you're ever going to meet, I'm probably the only one who's going to treat you with the respect you deserve. And I'm like, it's probably true. That's probably true. Then I go, okay, great. Then she asked me, can I do this as a bit? I went, yeah, that's fine. We're comics. If I were to tell you no, because I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
But I go, just treat me with respect.
Yeah.
Do you, but just treat me with respect. Don't start roasting me. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Just, okay, cool, no problem. So I go to her apartment, and I would sit there on the couch. I'm awkward as fuck. Normally, I'm already nervous.
Dude, planned sex doesn't get any... planned sex with someone you haven't been intimate with is so weird, no matter what, so...
I'm like, how does this start? Alright, well, I'm here. It's gonna somehow start, right?
Yeah.
So she says, okay, what turns you on? I was like, I don't really know until it's by myself, and I don't know if it's just because I'm bored with me or if it's true. So I just go, I guess I'm into biting. I think I'm into choking. I'm not too sure about that one. And I go, I'm also really into whispering. Here's the thing about whispering. There's two different kinds of whispering. There's whispering, but then there's lip-to-ear whispering. Uh-huh. I did not know there was a difference. But now I know, I need lip-to-ear, because she just whispered in a proximity.
Like a hush, you're trying to tell us this joke's stolen from somebody.
Right, yeah. But it turns out what turns me on is the lip to ear whispering.
So super intimate, sensual.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I know that now. And she was like, "Can I just whisper anything?" I'm like, "I guess so. I don't know how this works. No one's ever tested this on me."
Yeah.
So she just starts whispering, "I like to kill children with their livers." I'm like, "Yep, that got me. All right, yeah, we're good." Apparently, anything just turns me on when it comes to whispering. I don't know. But
maybe you just like the thought of dead children.
Maybe just she threw choking in there, so that was a trigger. Oh, choking. All right, cool, we're in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah.
Subliminal messaging, I don't know entirely. I just know I'm a terrible human being. Aren't we all? And I just tell people verbally out loud. And she gets up, and she takes my hands, and we start kissing. Well, we kissed once, and I lost my shit. It's like, what the fuck? What? That's crazy. No. That's how that works? Whoa. I know I need to close my eyes, but I don't know how this works, and you don't close your eyes and not knowing how something works, so you make sure you know how it works, but you're looking. Turns out, no one knows how that works. You just close your eyes and go for the ride. But I keep my eyes open the whole time trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah, she took off my shirt, and then because she's taller than me, I took off her shirt, but I got stuck halfway through.
Yeah.
And I gave up. I went, damn it. She goes, no, I'm like, okay, here we go. Oh, you goddamn sitcom. Like, fuck.
That's rad.
I messed up. And we walked over to our bed, and we took off our shoes and socks. And then I asked her, can we take off our socks? So that's a good idea. I was like, all right, cool. She gets on her back on the bed, and I am now on top of her. I'm like, this is, okay, what do I do now? She goes, this is when you explore. There's a lot to explore. Tell me where to go.
Yeah.
She goes, what pops in your head? I went, neck, boobs, stomach area. She goes, choose one. I was like, okay, well, neck's really aggressive. boob, that's just mean. And then, like, down there, that's, like, rape-like. So, like, I don't know where to go.
What are you talking about with your mouth? What do you?
Yeah, with my mouth.
Okay, got it.
Turns out, well, I don't like my hands. I like putting stuff in my mouth. I didn't know that. Well, I knew that because I chew toothpicks and pens all the time, but I just assumed that was a nervous thing.
Or oral asphyxiation thing.
Yeah. So you can't, I can say that now, and I have proof I'm not gay, but you can't say that I go, not gay. Well,
But, like, I wouldn't mind a dick in my mouth.
you know.
Wait, so you think kissing someone's neck is too aggressive?
Well, let me get to the story later. Well, I don't know, but then it was
she's like biting you and shit. Like,
yeah, I like biting, but I don't. Like, I never bit another person.
She fights people with swords and shit. I'm sure she.
Yeah, I'm sure. But like at the time, like I'm like, I look like a tiny bear cub. Like I'm like I don't know.
All right.
I'm just like I don't want you to go like, dude, this motherfucker just bit me. Like I don't know. I don't know. I still want to be respectful in some way.
I understand.
Yeah. And so I just kind of kissed above the boob, then I went down the boob, and then I started flicking the nipple with my tongue, and loud positive noises came. I was like, all right, cool. I didn't want to go hop from boob to boob because that seemed rude. So I just kissed from boob to boob because I didn't want to be rude.
No, that's totally fine. Yeah, I do that.
It seemed to take forever. I'm like, how far is it? I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't know. My lips are not that long for it's taking a while. And I get there, and I lick the nipple again, positive sound voices. And then I started getting cocky. I started moving my down towards the belly button. And I got below the belly, and then more positive sounds came. I was like, I know what I need to do now. So I took off her pants, and then I tried to take off her underwear with my teeth.
That's hard, especially if like there's hips.
Yeah, I'm like, I give up. I gave up immediately. I was like, this is not going.
Oh, I love it.
Need to practice this somehow. I don't know. And so then she takes off her underwear, and then I don't know if you know this, but like I don't know if you know this.
The vagina's a lot lower than you expect.
No. Okay. When they said it was wet, I assumed there was water, not some thick substance.
It's a mucous membrane. It's just like your nose.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was waiting for water. There's like a little discharge. Well, I didn't go, what the fuck? But in my mind, what the fuck? That's what? No. You said wet. Wet is water. That's not water. And then she looks at it and she feels it, goes, guess what? And I went, I don't know what. I'm wet. I was like, oh, I forgot that was a thing. I forgot that was a thing you had to do. But hey, attaboy. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Good job, me.
Pat yourself on the back.
And then she's like, so like up here's where the clitoris is. It's hard to find. I'm not gonna try. We agreed on this in my head. And she goes, you go down. There's the hole. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, what do I do? She goes, can I just poke around? She goes, yeah, okay. Well, okay. So I just start poking at it. It's like, I don't know where to go. I don't know. I don't. It feels weird.
That becomes extremely unsexual.
Well. No. I was just kind of poking on it. Like, I didn't go in. I just poked around. I was like, is this all right? This is how this feels like. And I found the hole and I put one finger in it, and I just kind of felt it like morphing and like what the what? No, wait a minute. This is an alien. You have an alien here. This is an alien, madame.
Oh my god.
And she goes like, it's not an alien. This is an alien. I'm so glad I'm not high or drunk right now because this would be really scary. It's already scary. So
you didn't want to be rude by moving from one nipple to the other too quickly. But you called her vagina an alien?
Yeah. Here's the thing. She laughed and I felt it inside her vagina.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know. Wait. I'm like, wait. You laughed and I felt, yeah. What? No. She goes, same thing would happen with your balls. But yeah, the difference is my fingers in here. And she goes, you can put 2 fingers in there. And I immediately went, bullshit. And then I was, wait a minute, babies come out of this and big black dicks. Like, yeah, you can put 2 fingers in there. What are you yelling bullshit? Are you serious? So, and then I tried to I was like, how do you know? How? And then I put 2 fingers in there. And then it's like, or I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. She goes, I'm like, now what? She goes, well, you can do this mode. She's like, oh, yeah, like in comedy.
The come hither thing?
The come hither thing. I think that's what it was called. And I sat there. I was like, all right, cool. I'm trying to figure this out. Like, how does this work? She was like, you can caress me now. And I'm like, what does caress mean? And she was like, your hand just like rub me slowly. I'm like, yeah, like the Sublime song. Yeah, caress me down. Yeah. Taylor, you sing along with the song. You should know what it means. And I sit there, and I'm like, so it's finger and my hand is on her thumb. I'm like, this is boring as fuck. So I just put I put her thigh in my mouth. I was like, this is better.
Yeah, I like that.
So I just kind of started kissing down towards the vagina, and I put where the clit might be. I put my tongue, and then I try to put my tongue in the hole, but it tasted weird. I mean, not weird, but funny, but different. I didn't know.
Yeah, no, it's not what you. Yeah, I get you.
It's a very weird taste, and for me who's never been there, I was like, I don't know. But she was like, fingering gets me off. I was like, well, I'm not gonna start eating if I know this is gonna do the job.
Yeah.
So I start fingering her, and she gets louder and louder. And I'm like, okay, then we must be doing something well.
Yeah.
And then my arm started to get tired, but I couldn't.
Yeah, dude, I know that. Yeah, for sure, that happens. 100%.
I'm like, I can't give up now. This seems to be going well.
We're too close.
So I had to move. I had to reposition my body. And then I had to hold my arms so that it wouldn't get tired.
Oh my god, yes.
And then she got louder, but then she got quiet. I went, oh god, she's dead. I broke it. Something's wrong. She goes, hey Taylor, do you know what just happened? I was like, I broke it. And she goes, do you know how when a girl gets really loud and really quiet? I go, no. And she goes, I just had an orgasm. You just gave me an orgasm.
Yeah, man.
I said to her, I never thought I could do that to a human being ever. In my head, I'm like, that's never going to happen. So we high-fived.
Dude, this is so romantic.
We high-fived. Right? Then she goes, it's your turn. I was like, okay. She goes, take off your pants. I took off my pants. I left my underwear on. That's how insecure I am about my body. I left my underwear on.
Oh, man, that's rad. Okay.
So I lay back. Now it's my turn, so I'm on my back on the bed. And so she's kind of moving my underwear while I'm stroking my penis.
Okay.
Words like that, I'm trying to find a better way to make this more polite and respectful.
You're gonna say, I guess touching myself. That one, yeah, it's hard.
She rubbed me. It's so very aggressive and very. But anyway, that's what happened. So I'm not being rude to whoever's listening to this. I'm trying to be very respectful.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I gotta take my underwear off. So I take off my underwear, and I'm realizing. And she saw my tattoo, which is a animated honeybee wearing DJ headphones. In the background is honeycomb. And I go, this lay is a lot more interesting than this lay. She goes, yeah, because the tattoo. I'm like, yeah. And she starts to put her penis in my mouth, and she did not make eye contact, which I was very thankful for. Because I don't know why they do that in videos. I don't know why they do it, but stop looking at me.
Well, no, it's fine in videos because she's looking at you now. Like, oh yeah, this I want this to be you, not this dick in my mouth. That's what I tell myself when she makes eye contact with the camera.
I don't like eye contact with the camera. Don't look at me. This is too weird already. Just no.
This is a Joe Rogan bit, is it?
It might be. I have no clue. If it is, gotta stop doing it.
Yeah.
And then I learned two things in that moment. A, I get deep throating. I get it. I understand. It's so fucking amazing. I understand.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's great. Two is I realized, I'm not gonna come soon.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there going like, oh, you need, I don't know how to express this to you, but you need to speed it up. There's nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Murder me with my penis. Basically what you have to do. Stab me multiple times. And then I'm realizing this one, this is good to know. I thought it'd be done by now.
Yeah.
Was not done. So this is attaboy Taylor. And she puts a condom on me, and I go, so do you want to do missionary or on top first? She was like, you choose. I'm like, missionary scares the shit out of me because of eye contact. So let's have you on top. Because in my mind, in movies, on top, the girl does all the work, and the dude just sits there and smiles.
You kind of have to throw a little
I was wrong. Yeah. I was very, very, very wrong.
Hey, dude, you're figuring out. You already made her come. It's fine.
Yeah, but now it's like, oh no, yeah. Now it's the part that I've thought about since I was 12.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to. Now I'm basically, I get power bottom. People should don't disrespect. That's a good job. That's a very important job.
That's an awesome job. Yeah.
It's a very hard job. I don't know if people you'd be a power bottom if you were gay. That's a really important job. I don't know why people are shitting on that job.
I mean, yeah, dude. If you can handle that shit, I still think that because you're not being penetrated, you probably had it easier.
It's probably true. Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just going off by what I think it feels like to be penetrated. But
still, anyway, right? And so I'm grabbing her by her hips, trying to move because I don't know if you know this, but a condom, you feel nothing.
Condoms aren't great.
I felt I'm not gonna come at all anytime soon. I feel nothing.
Yeah.
I feel a lot more on my finger. I'm waiting for that feeling on my. Nope, nothing.
Nah.
Absolutely nothing.
Not at all.
So I'm trying to make the feeling recreate again. My just putting it on me, and I fell out a little bit. I put back in, and then just oh hey, cool. All right.
Yeah.
And it was time for missionary. I was like, I don't want to make eye contact. So what I did was, I basically just got completely on top of her.
You can kiss, like, neck. Like,
what
neck,
I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't latch on to the neck or the shoulder, so I just started biting her ear.
Alright, that's cool.
What hair she has, I grabbed her hair and I bit her ear.
Yeah.
I like grabbing hair, it turns out. I thought like, oh yeah, I do.
Hair grabbing's cool. Yeah, I'm into rough.
Yeah.
I think it's a good, yeah.
I'm gonna get to that part of the story. It turns out I need that because halfway through, I got bored. I'm sitting there. I'm basically doing what I did with my finger, but with my penis.
Yeah.
So just like I was moving quicker, and louder noises came in. She whispered my name, and then I realized, oh, lips to ear, because ears with nothing. Lips to ear. I didn't know that, but now I know that, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
Lips to ear, very important. All right, now I can communicate that at a later time. And I'm sitting there, and then my hips starting to get tired because I don't use them often. When you masturbate, it's all hand, it's not hips.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I'm like, I'm getting tired. And then I fell out twice. I put myself back in, but I looked where I was going, so I knew. All right, cool, I know where to go. Yeah. So the third time I fell out, like, I got this, and I didn't look where I was going, and I hit something that wasn't a hole. I don't know what I did, but it hurt. Yeah. And I just kind of stopped. I just kind of sat down on the bed like, I think I'm done. And she was like, are you anywhere near coming? I went, nope, nowhere near. And she goes, well, you're probably alcohol, cocaine, or you're nervous. And I'm like, I guess I'm nervous. I didn't do either of those two other things. Yeah. And I kind of sat there and I was like, apparently, I think I need it rough to come. I think my best. Girl was like, bite me, choke me, smack me around, grab me by my ears or some shit. I don't know. But I get bored easily, apparently, even when I'm inside of someone.
That's, I mean, it's weird, like, is you're like, with your whole team's like, well, that's good to know, like, you're just figuring it out, like you're, like, treating it like an open mic, like, oh, so this is how, okay, so this works in this situation, this works with this person, this works with me, I go home, it's like, I get home at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? Yeah. So, I'm sitting there trying to figure out, I've seen my friends get laid, and they won't stop smiling. They seem fine. I'm like, I felt like it felt like a science experiment mixed with a VR, like a VR kind of thing. Yeah, well, I mean, it seemed like pretty forced, or at least, like, not organic, because, like, it's, like, planned sex. Like, the only time I ever had that, like, with someone I wasn't intimate before, like, I had blacked out, so I don't remember. It's like... So I really don't essentially have, like, a story like that. It just seems like it's very weird. Oh, I had a Tinder date once. And it was, like, we matched that morning, and I went to her house that night. So, like, it was pretty, like, implied. Like, I went to her house in downtown, so I'm bringing a knife. Because, like, what if it's just, like, someone who, like, wants to beat up a dude who wants to get laid? Right, yeah. Which, like, that's, like I feel bad for even thinking that. Because it was just, like, a nice girl. Was it a knife or a pocket knife? It was, like, an everyday carry one. Okay, gotcha. But, yeah, like, I go there, and, like, for me, there's been, like, such, like, a thing of, like, just, like, having sex quickly with somebody and, like, having, like, no emotional, like, I could not come. Like, I 3 times, like, really, like, embarrassingly quick. So... that worked for me, but that's because that's something I've been like, I just, like, I want like emotion, like, no emotion to be there, and like for it to be like a stranger. But it was weird. So I mean, maybe as your first time, like, maybe there's more passion. Maybe maybe you like the person. Like, more as a friend. That's the thing. Yeah, because ever since I met her, she's attractive, but I was never like, one day I was like, nope, I'm good. Thanks, I'm good. Yeah. Like, the first time I went to a strip club, I lost my mind, but that's because the chick was, like, brunette, white, covered in tattoos. That's what I Google. So I was like, oh, my buddy goes, yeah, remember that? Yeah, that's what you Google. So that's why you lost your mind, because that's the thing. They go, oh, that's what I've been looking for my whole life. Yeah. This is not. This was just more like a science experiment. Mm-hmm. So, so I guess the next. It's weird. Definitely science experiment's a good way to explain it the way you've told me. So I do what now? Poking around. Yeah. Okay. Poking around. That works. All right, cool. Rad. Awesome. Yeah, that's funny. I'm like, well, it's cool. Like, and I just hope that you eventually come with somebody, because it's great. That seems awesome. That seems great. And then, so that was Thursday, 3 a.m. morning. Okay.
Next week. I'm a little nervous to see her again because it's very strange and weird.
Yeah.
It's also because, like, I told maybe 3 people, it felt like a science experiment. That's not a nice thing to say, having sex with someone. And how do you describe it? Like a science experiment, like a VR situation?
Yeah.
And I knew she was going to tell a joke. And I was really worried she was going to say my penis tasted funny because I barely shower.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, that's a...
Yeah. So, I didn't... Like, I work 2 jobs, so I don't shower. I also know, like, I'm not going to get late. So at the time, like, it's not going to happen. Oh, this happened. I did not plan ahead. I barely do. I don't leave the house, like, maybe today.
A quick hack, like, if you find yourself in a situation, you use the bathroom really quick and use some hand soap.
Hand soap.
In the sink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Easy.
Gotta go. Yeah. And I was like, well, I mean, if we look at the whole thing, she came. I didn't come too soon.
Dude, yeah, you did a much better job than most people do. Yeah, she wasn't sitting there angry at you because you didn't perform. For me, it's like more about the person I'm with because like I know I will.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, like I think when I first lost my virginity, like I had a problem with coming too fast. But I was talking to somebody like they don't like coming in front of people. Like it's like a mental block because they don't like feeling like it's too much of an intimate thing for them to share with somebody.
Yeah.
And like maybe that's something that's going on. I don't know.
I'm
not a psychiatrist.
But you do have a yellow pad though.
That's just legal documents.
I just thought that's what psychiatrists also use. I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of my porn videos they never show the legal pad. I like therapy porn. I like when they sit there. It's just the camera guy, but there's no other guy, so they're talking to the camera. If it's you.
Yeah, that works. That works for my. I like the casting ones because like I don't care if it's fake. You get to feel like you're meeting somebody and like okay, cool.
It's a really weird first date, but you get to you can fast forward to the good part.
Yeah. It's like okay, this is boring, or this is really cool. Like she has a good personality. It's fucking weird.
That's when they have a good personality. I feel bad about masturbating to them. I'm like, I can't do it. I like you too much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
That's what their job was. That's what they got paid to do.
Apparently,
was to make you like them.
Yeah. Apparently, I like them so much. Like, I'm sorry, I can't disrespect you right now.
Oh, you're just too much of a nice lady.
Yeah, like, I would love to take you to like Denny's. Not rude. I like the whole like Denny's booth, sitting down and pancakes and just chatting, because you can be there forever. It's Denny's; they don't get busy.
That's
You're
true.
There forever. I like that. Just like we're at pancakes, which are warm and delightful, and we're both warm and delightful. We're gonna chat forever. I like that. But when a girl hears Denny's, they go, "Oh, you're cheap." No, I like. See,
like when I hear Denny's, I don't like Denny's and IHOP and all those places just because I feel like it's such like a middle America spot. I guess you could like classist or elitist, like, oh, I wouldn't fuck with that place just because it seems like redneck to me or something. And I just remember like going out to like Denny's after like a night of drinking like when I was younger, and like it was never like a great time. Like it was just like, oh fuck, like we just can't go to sleep. Like that's what we really want. Like,
right, sleep.
It was never fun. Like I mean, maybe like in high school, like when you're trying to like get like donuts late at night, like that was kind of fun because it's like, oh, we're out past curfew, like we have to like if we see a cop we can hide behind a car, and like something about like the risk of it, like that makes it fun.
Plus donut places are open 24/7 or they're usually pretty sketchy.
True. One place near my friend's house, like it was up like a lot of hills, and it was only closed from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. so like we could. Or no, I think it was 2 to 3, so we try to go after 3 and go there and get donuts. And it was like always like that was a lot of fun because like I think we were like 17 at the time, like just like starting to like feel like, oh, we're adults, we got this shit. Figure it out, get up there, get some donuts because we're fucking young guys. We need as many donuts as we want. It'd be awesome. I miss those days. Yeah. So we're trading virginity stories. I do this. It's a joke now for me, but it was weird because So I had a 16th birthday party, and I have my parents' house. There's a little back house, which used to be a garage, and like we all used to hang out there. So I figured I'd have beer pong and invite everybody over, and like a lot of people came, and like I was getting drunk to the point like I never played beer pong before. I was gonna learn, but like as I'm like trying to learn, like I can't fucking figure it out, and like people are like, "Oh, dude, you fucked up. You gotta drink again." Like just like making it worse, trying to learn how to play this game. I think we had to use tinfoil as like rolled up into a ball because I forgot to buy ping pong balls, and like I just got to the point where I was like just like wobbling, and I kind of blacked out a bit, and I did come to, and I was making out with a girl who I didn't really know. Like I think we went to high school together, and like I never met her beforehand. And like there's still a party happening,
right?
Like we're like in like this like little closet like area in the back house, and like there's still a party, and like one thing leads to another, and like all right, I gotta kick everybody out because I want to. There's like a couch in front of the TV. I'm like, oh, that's like let's keep on hooking up there because I'd hooked up like with like I was like a little makeout slut, but I never had sex before,
right?
And finally, like everyone gets out of the house, and like we were about to have sex. I'm like, oh, like. It's like, oh, I don't really want to have sex. I'm like, oh, okay, like that's, I'm a virgin. Like that's fine. It's like, oh, you're a virgin. Like that's kind of like the thing. Like, I like that. Like I've taken a lot of like I have 5 guys' virginities. It's like get the fuck out. Like I'm like I like didn't even realize like that was like a sign.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, like, do you have a condom? She's like, no, I don't have a condom. So like I go outside, like, and like everyone like is like in the alleyway. Like I'm like in my boxers rubbing my stomach like, does anybody have a condom? Like everyone's like laughing at me like, all right, fine. Like I go back, I can't find a condom. Like she mentions she has a NuvaRing, like let's just fuck with that one. I'm like, nah, like I can't do that for my first time. And it's like, okay, fine, I have one in my car. I'm like, you had one in your fucking car the whole time? Get it in the hat. We do it, and like she mentions after like, oh, do you watch a lot of porn? I'm like, yeah, why? It's like, well, you're the best virgin I've ever had sex with. I'm like, thanks. I guess I don't. It's weird. She also, I won best hair in middle school. She took the guy's virginity who won that the year before. Which that's pretty cool. Good for her. She has a theme. And then from there, we started dating, and that was cool. Like, and then I felt like a little bit bad because I was like still like going to like church and shit. Like it wasn't even like dating her. Like I'm not like I figured like I was telling myself like if you're in love with someone it'll be okay to have sex with them. Like but nah, like I guess being drunk is just as good. And I felt bad, and then like a week later like I came like she like came over and like we had sex again sober, and like that was like better. It was a bit better for me and her. It was cool. And then we started dating, and then she broke up with me by hooking up with one of my friends. And I found out that drinking is a way better way of solving it than moving on.
Oh.
I figured it out. It was fine. But yeah, that was my first real relationship. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's cool though.
And it's weird with the whole God thing, because for about a week I felt sick. Like, oh shit, I'm going to hell. Even though I cuss too much, I smoke, I drink, I jerked out to a tranny many times. I'm like, yeah. But all of a sudden, like, no, you're going to hell for that one. No, I'm pretty sure it's a whole package here, buddy.
Yeah.
And I got home. It was a Thursday. Friday, me and Tom Whalen, a comic, might go to Vancouver for St. Patrick's Day.
Rad.
I'm like, hey, I might go to this. I'm still waiting for my work schedule, see if I can go. And my dad goes, that doesn't really matter. Like, you pay rent here. You're, like, still my son, so I'm going to help you out with stuff. But you don't need to ask permission. You just, like, got to tell me where you're going. Like, yeah. Okay, goes like, but you still can't have more than one tattoo in the house. If you got a motorcycle, I'm kicking you out, and you can't have sex upstairs in your room. And I'm like, wait, we've never discussed this. How are you bringing this up? Like, do you know? How do you know what is going on in my head? But that's my head. My eyes just go like this, and then back to normal. So I go, whoop, he knows.
Yeah.
And he just goes like, I don't care. I don't want to know. It's between you, her, and God. I'm like, why are you bringing God into this one? Why?
Oh, man, that's rough.
So I sit there, and I'm like one day, I'm like, I can't wait to, like, share this story with you, because this is going to be really fun.
Yeah.
Like, a part of me, like, me and my dad's relationship was really weird, until I started doing stand-up, where my dad goes, oh, you're not normal. He knew, but he's like, oh, this is not changed. This is gonna get weirder and stranger. You are not this, no, you're not a normal kind. You're not normal job material. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be a lot of things you do that are gonna be really stupid. And then, so after a while, we'll watch stand-up specials together. Mm-hmm. So we'll just kind of I'll learn a lot about who he is now.
Like what he laughs at and
what
stuff?
He laughs at. I'm like, oh, there must have been a situation where that happened. So, so because of that. So I can't wait for the day where let's swap. Oh my God, stories. Let's swap them. Yeah. First times. Come on, buddy. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that'd be fun.
My dad. He showed me when because we drive a lot. We're both drivers for a living. I work for him. He has a motorhome company, and so we were driving everywhere. I think we drove across the country. He bought stand-up albums. We'd listen to them together. He showed I think his one of his friends used to be a roommate with Dave Attell. His friend was a photographer. That's the industry he works in, and we had Skanks for the Memories, which is one of his albums, and I just listen to that on repeat. Stuff like that, and I'd stay home sick and watch Comedy Central coming up next, and all those kind of the ones they play during the day, and Comics Unleashed and that kind of stuff. Yeah, and that was really cool. That was kind of what planted the seed. And then finally, I was working at Access Hollywood, and guy Tyler Mesnerick, he runs a mic at at Hyperion Tavern. And he's like, oh, just come out it's low, doesn't really matter, might as well just go do it. And I did this old joke about a bullfighter, and this guy wants to eat a bull heart. It's been done before, but I had my own spin on it, right? And I felt it would be okay if I went and did that, it wouldn't be stealing, but looking back, gross. But yeah, so he did that, and oh fuck, I didn't I got some laughs, and I wanted to do better, and from there it kind of planted a seed. And I moved away to Mammoth for a couple of years. I started an open mic up there my second year because I knew I was going to come back here and go for it, right, and try. So I figured might as well have a clue what's going on. So I went up there and started an open mic, and that was just it was hard trying to figure out how to get people to come out, and the whole advertising and using media to get people in there. Yeah, and it was such a late slot on a Monday, which everyone has worked really hard through the weekend. They don't want to go out and see a guy try to figure it out on a Monday. And we had some good musicians that would come out and do it. Yeah. Maybe 3 people who did comedy in LA and then moved away. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
I remember I was 18 working at a grocery store, and I wanted to do stand-up since high school. I was how do you even start? Not only do you start comedy, how do you start telling jokes? They just need to start talking. Yeah. And this should have been a red flag of Taylor. You don't do normal comedy. Don't try. You don't do normal. Because my first killer bit was my mom didn't let me go see Furious 6. Because I wanted to ride my bike with my best friend, and then the movie would get out at 1, and we'd ride home. Yeah. And she was afraid I'd get attacked, and I told my mom, Mom, no one can rip a midget on a bicycle. And I just went from there, kids, a midget, are you sitting there? And then the rapist has to run up and jump on the bike, and then the midget, he has to prop the midget up and then pull down the midget's pants. And then the midget be throwing elbows, right? So, but then, somehow the attacker also has to pull down his pants and underwear. Well, the midget is riding a bicycle, and they're how is the midget gonna, how is he gonna penetrate the midget? Well, the midget is riding on a bike. See, and it's smaller, so he gets he can't pedal and be, so they're just gonna fall, and then the midget can run away. And then that was my killer bit. Yeah. And I told this to a girl I liked who was a cashier, and she laughed and got mad at the same time, which I thought was flirting. So she got laughed and was never tell that joke again. So I told it to her all the time, because that's how flirting works in the movies.
Kinda, yeah.
It kind of does, but then it kind of doesn't, because...
Oh, yeah, that doesn't work in real life.
No, because we went on a double date.
If you're referencing something, they turn to laugh.
Yeah, but not when you keep doing the joke over and over again. And we went on a double date, and I didn't know that was important. I just thought, a group of people are going to get food, but I like that girl, and those people don't matter. Turns out, those people matter.
Oh, yeah, you have to play off them.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I had no clue. So I'm sitting there, her best friend, me, and then some dude. I'm who's this dude? Who are you? Who's this? Yeah. And I did the joke, and they stare at me like, what the fuck? And then he stares at me like, oh, I get it. I'm uncensored. I watch a lot of porn. Which made me seem like I watch a lot of porn.
Yeah.
I was 19 or 18.
Yeah.
I didn't watch a lot of porn. I didn't watch porn until later when I broke my arm and had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So I said there, like, I jerked off to Star Trek because the green alien chick, that was my go-to at the time. Alright, so I'm like, you're making me look
So you're sitting there bombing this double date.
I bombed this double date, and I tried to bring it back. And I'll bring a story. I'll get a story. So we'll talk about how my buddy, I bought some new pair of shoes, and it turns out they were too small, and I couldn't fix them in, so he gave me his shoes. And then her best friend decides to go, would you give her your shoes? And I, off the cuff, just, no, they wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. You're supposed to say yes. And then I got friends on the next day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know what? That seems like a whack. Like, it seems like a lame thing anyway. It's like, would you give your shoes? Who says that shit? Her friend's annoying.
Yeah. I sat there and I'm like, that was a weird question. He was like, yeah, here's the thing. And then I spent like an hour and a half. Like, I should have got closure. Like you should not have drunken your problem so much.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not, because she'll pop into my life once a year.
Oh,
and it's
shit.
weird as hell.
Yeah.
And then so there was one time she saw me bomb on stage, actually.
Really?
Yeah, she saw me. The Bigfoot joke didn't work in that room at the time.
Yeah.
Because it's a weird joke. It did well sometimes, but then that time it didn't, and she got that, and then she left, and then she came back, bought something because I was at a bookstore, and then she left again. She didn't even say hi. We made eye contact, but then,
that's rough, man.
And then the time before that, it's a lot of times before that because it's 4 years.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, because closure is important. Because I thought I had a shot again because a fortune cookie told me. So I'm going to go at it again. And someone else told me that she broke up with her boyfriend. So I'm like, yeah, fortune cookie's right. I was wrong, and so
So that's your waitress? Is that what you're saying? Like your Charlie Day?
No. Basically, if she were to pop into my life again, I apologize and go, I'm super sorry.
Yeah.
For that time. I should have got closure. I did not know how to deal with that. Also, I'm so sorry about all the other times I should have gotten closure, but then hit on you instead. Also, very confusing for the both of us.
Yeah.
I was dumb at the time. It'd be like, now it's not the way, just like, now. Time to get closure. Time to move forward. Sometimes
you don't get closure, though. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just move on. Yeah, push those things down. It's going to be okay.
No, those are just fun stories.
Yeah.
It's just
it's funny,
story.
Yeah, you go on a double date with a girl, you tell a joke that she hates, her friends are like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Who is this guy? You're seriously going to date him? Even that you were thinking about it. He's talking about raping midgets?
And I was the ribbit. I was, in the joke, I was the midget getting raped.
Oh, yeah, I figured that. But still, like, you forget that. It's like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Claire, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good story. It's funny. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Yeah. So what are you thinking about doing any trips since Vancouver fell through?
I want to go, if I keep getting Fridays off, I want to take a trip to Las Vegas and just do a mic there. And then check out the nightlife of Vegas, then come back.
Okay. Yeah, I can't do Vegas. It's way too much for me. The first time I went there, I met up with my now girlfriend. She was, I think she was talking to somebody else. I was just like, it was like a bunch of our friends, like from the ski team. Like a bunch of people happened to be up there that weekend, and I think there was like a kid who I let use my passport as ID. So like me and him were like drinking out together. I apparently got so drunk that I had to go get taken to the hospital. And I came to like all plugged in and everything. And I don't have my phone. I don't have my wallet. I have my car keys, and I have $2 shoved in my pocket. I'm like, oh well, clearly somebody robbed me, and they gave me $2 to get back to the main strip. And I'm walking back to the last place. I'm walking back to the Venetian. As I'm walking through, I see like my friends from UCLA. I went to UC San Diego. And they're playing slots. I'm like, what's up, guys? Like, oh my God, Madison, you're alive. I'm like, almost not. And they call like one of the guys I was with that night. He has my wallet, and then from there I started again. like just like a monster. I tried acid for my first time that day, and that was pretty cool for like Vegas on acid. Like super like overstimulated. I was like in a super good mood, and like that was really cool. And then like the next day, like just like the come down from like 2 days of drinking and the psychedelics, I guess like really like hit a wall. Like as I was driving back by myself in my car, like I had to work the next day at Access, and just like fucking, I just wanted to like drive off the side of the road. Like, I was so done. And then yeah, I just got too drunk the second time. Totally have it under control.
What was your acid trip like?
Well, it's kind of like you know how things breathe, like so like that like physically looks like it's like kind of expanding and contracting,
right? Yeah,
everywhere, and like all the floors are kind of weird, so those kind of like move together, and it's very like I can't really describe it. I remember like I was just like in like a really like happy, good mood. Just like smiling and like talking to everyone like, oh, this is so great, I love you guys, so much fun. And yeah, it was cool, man.
I don't know about I'm gonna try acid in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not so bad. It is overstimulating. So I don't if you've done it before, then you'll know if you're good or not.
Right.
I figured it out. Barely.
Figure it out or die.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I don't know if I'm gonna give this a title, just say your name, but if there's a title, I think I'm gonna put Figure It Out or Die.
I like it. Yeah. Let's see what else. Are you like trying to like are you just like working at Flappers? Are you trying to get other jobs? What else are you doing?
I work at Pyology, which is a build your own pizza place,
yeah.
and I work at Flappers.
Okay.
So
cool.
It's a lot of back and forth to making pizzas and doing dishes.
That's cool though. Like, hey, like, so you when you're working at Flappers doing dishes, do you get to do the book spot, or do you get to do the work-ins also, or?
Not when I'm working, but I've never tried it not working because I don't want to go there on my off day.
Fair.
So, but what I am thinking is because I get off of work at 10 p.m. on Thursday, and that's right before sign, so I just might, hey, can I get a book spot? Yeah. And then do that, then try to hit another mic, because the only day I have off this week is Friday, so I can't, because my shift start at 6. Yeah. There's no mics before 5.
No, this Saturday has a few.
Yeah, Saturday is the coffee shop one. Mm-hmm. But other than that, there's none. So it's like I gotta get my work in.
That's hard, man. Because I mean, it's like hard to like get up and do mics if you're working from 6 to 10. Yeah, that's like the bulk of it.
Yeah, that day I get off. Like last night I got off work at like midnight, but tonight I'm gonna get off work at around like 2:30 ish. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay. Cool. Well, I mean, it's weird. Like, if you're not getting like take advantage of working at a like you're seeing comedy, I guess. So that's good. But take advantage of like that there's stage time there. I feel like that's like I'd be mostly after that if I was working at a place like that in that situation.
I was looking for a job to get money so I could pay rent.
For sure.
Because the pizza place only gave me 6 hours. I'm like, I can't pay rent. I need to do something.
Dude, why even hire somebody at 6 hours?
He hires a lot of 17-year-olds who go to school, so he set it up that way. Then there's a 21-year-old who walks in, can I get a job? And you have to earn. Last week I worked 30 hours. Okay. This week I worked less than that, but more than when I started. Yeah. So it's more like, I'm going to train you and see if you can do this, and then I'm going to give you more hours. So I'm working more hours.
That's okay. So you have a learning period. Yeah. When they're showing you everything. Okay, that's not as weird. I thought they were still like holding you at 6 hours. Like that's not even. No. It's not even worth it. Like. No, okay, that's cool though. Yeah. I've heard of Pyology. I've seen it. I've driven by it. Yeah.
I think it's fun that people just kind of walk in, and I'm just like, they're looking at me like, oh, you're probably here to pay off your phone bill or whatever. But I'm like, no, I'm here to do stand-up. Actually, I'm here for a bigger purpose. That's why when I go to like restaurants, like I'll tip a little bit more just because I don't know who's working back there. Yeah. Because there could be like that actor or that stand-up or that somebody. Because like my friends are like, what do you do there? Think about it, everybody who walks in and sees a bearded dude playing with fire, making sure pizzas don't burn. They're not going, that dude does stand-up.
No, but I mean, like, I still think, it's good to take pride in your work, and, like, I'm doing this, and, like, the money I use this, I can go do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And, I had a hard time working at NBC just because, like, I felt like I was working for somebody else, and, like, I didn't have, like, the mental energy to be like, I can go and do other stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, the freelance thing that I'm doing right now, like, driving for my dad, like, that's a much better thing, because I can make money, and the day might be, like, shot, depending on how long it is, but I can make, like, enough to live off for a week in a day. So there's, like, a lot of downtime where I can write and I can go out and do mics, like, the whole night. And that's what works for me, and I'm pumped that I can do it. Like, I'm really lucky for it. And it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just finding balance. Like, right now I can't do mics, but, like, they're training me at Flappers to cook.
Cool.
So, like...
Yeah, I was a server when I worked at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good gig. Like, if you have that, like, you can kind of live anywhere and do whatever you need, and it pays well if you work at a good enough spot, like, with tips and everything. Like, I love that. That was very cool. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. What time is
Cool,
it right now?
cool. So it's almost 4:00.
Oh, okay. Cool. Alright. We'll like end it with like a speed round.
Okay.
So you can choose from 3 topics, and then you choose one. They'll all be like stories.
Okay.
Like I play this game at work. It's called Best and First. Oh, fuck! I keep forgetting the name. But anyways, it's your best state and your worst state. And then there's a Dare to Dream, which is just the most recent dream you've had. And then the third one, because we're comics, the story of you doing comedy for the first time, like the whole story, like the day of.
I actually, I've already told you everything I remember. I was working at NBC. Let's do. What's best state?
So, like, basically, my best, like, I already told you the worst date with that chick. The best date
you're okay. Best date.
Yeah, best date.
I just went on to Cuba with my girlfriend. That was a pretty cool date. Let's see. So the way I told her that we were going, this was kind of cute, and I was really pumped that I did this. So I bought like a little like wooden cigar box, and I got like what looked like tobacco kind of like lined the inside of the box, and I got like an old Hot Wheels that was like a 1950s car, which they have a lot of down there, like an actual cigar, a little thing of rum, and like a postcard from Cuba saying that we were going there. So I gave her that, and it was like very, very pretty and cute. That was nice. And then, we went to Cuba together, and we had our last night there. We went to like this really nice restaurant that was like overlooking the Prado, and it was like lit with these beautiful like kind of Christmas lights hanging, and it was done tastefully. It wasn't tacky, and it was a barbecue joint on like the 4th floor, so you can kind of see like everything around us because everything is really low over there. And we're sitting there, and I got pork ribs and a whole fish, a whole snapper, and I ate that, and I was stuffed. And then she got half a rabbit. That was delicious. Like, it fell off the bone. And the food was good, and we got drinks, and they were super tasty, so much sugar. And then from there, we got ice cream and like kind of hung out in the park and like just sat and talked. And it was really cool.
Did you try rabbit?
I did. I tried rabbit. I ate the fish. I ate the fishball eye. I ate the brains inside the fish. I was like, I'm just going to try as many things as I can. Let's just hammer it out real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Fish eye is all right. It's weird because like you have to break the that capsule, like with the outside of it, and like the inside of it is like what you want to eat.
Right.
So that like the way it like rushes, it's like if a gusher was hard on the outside. It tasted fine. It was a bit weird. The brains I would not do that again. But it was good.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's cool to see this other side of you. Like, I see you at Mike's, and then I travel everywhere. And then like just how you told your girlfriend we're going to Cuba. Yeah. You're literally like an adorable, like a movie. Like you literally move like cigar box, tobacco, 50s car, little thing of rum, like the whole thing. We're like, oh shit, like I don't know your girlfriend, but not to be rude, but how was she not wet immediately? You know, just being very polite.
She might have been. I don't know. We had sex that day.
It might have been that. It might have been that.
Might have been that. I try to. I mean, I love that chick, and I try to do things that make her happy, and it stokes me out to think of a way. I've grown up in production my whole life, so like seeing like art department how they do stuff, like I kind of like have an idea of like, oh, like you can show things in a really cool way, and I figured that was a cool way to tell her. And we live in Los Angeles. It's like have a little bit of like a production value to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Production value to what you're doing.
Yeah. Just make it good. There's no reason in doing something like shitty. Like you can do it cheap and still make it honest. I think that's important. Yeah.
Sorry, but like just that right there. Uh-huh. Like, you know, when you listen to a podcast, you go, "Oh, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's for me. But that's it. I don't know how to like." And there was a trailer for this podcast that I would click that and like there, and that's it. That's it.
Morgan Freeman's talking about life, and then ends with that, and then flows out coming to theaters, April 23rd at the Wake and Bake. That's where you guys will see me.
I like the Wake and Bake.
Dude, I fucking love that mic. I've only been there twice, but...
I was there twice. Just like, the first time I didn't like it a lot, but then the second time, after seeing Kenny Lyon just kind of sit on the bricks, I was like, oh, just do that. Stop this. So I just squatted for a bit. And then, like, common sense. I just stood up. I know it's common sense now. I just thought it was fun.
Yeah, no, it's weird. I think Josh was onto something about like, yeah, it's like kind of like stony vibes in here. You guys just pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was cool, but this is awesome, man. Thank you for inviting me to my first podcast.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping me in the loop and calling. That's also very nice.
Oh, well, I would have felt like such a dick if I made you drive out to Redondo when I was here. It's far away.
Yeah,
it's another 45 minutes from here.
Yeah.
Which is like already far from where you're going. But I think I'm off to do some mics right now. I got a while still. I'm going to go use the bathroom at Ralph's, so it'll be fun.
Yeah. Those bathrooms are always very nice.
Yeah. They have to keep them up. It's a franchise. Yeah. Can't solely one bathroom. No one will go to Ralph's again.
That's true. And they always have the bathrooms in the corner, right next to the clearance aisle.
Yep, that's true. Yeah. All right, Taylor.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah. Oh, crap.